Hello everyone, this is Captain MKG. Thank you so much for joining me for our third installment here of our Planetbase. I wouldn't call it Let's Play series, but just kind of like a, just a sped up version of it. But, well, I guess it is Let's Play. Well, in any case, however you want to put it. Thank you so much for joining me. This is again our base S508. Since we started it 1 year ago, we decided to come back 1 year later, increase our colonist population, and go ahead and try and expand our base a little bit more. Ooh, excuse me. Got the coffee going here as well. So, what are we up to this time? Well, this time we're going ahead. We have discovered the edge of the play area, in which case we can't really build outside of a certain perimeter. And on one of these corners I have discovered where the edge of it is, so what that means for me is I can no longer expand outward into that area. So that means I have to go ahead, make my piece here, and then expand outward. So what I'm doing, as you're probably seeing on screen here, is I just put in, we just saw the 2 new mines in, and we're seeing more of we're seeing that signpost down there indicating more of that direction of building right there. So what eventually will happen is that will probably mostly be an ore processing center versus the starch. But we'll still put a few in there just to be on the safe side. And of course, as usual, we're just trading away, getting our stuff that we need, further expanding outward, just seeing, what's there, what we can delete. And speaking of which, if I remember correctly, I think yes, we did. So in the first 3 seconds of starting up the game, I was able to go ahead and purchase the larger patent for the larger battery storage or power storage. So a lot of those little ones I put out in the beginning are going to go ahead and disappear. As we just saw there, the water extraction is also being utilized. We're going ahead and clearing out the old ones, making as much room as you can see there. I'm struggling just to put anything, even a one thing in there. Anything at all. But no go. Nothing will fit back in there. So we piled that up with a lot of the water extraction, a new lightning pole, because I did have a few of the lightning strikes actually damage the base. So lightning rods are actually very essential, and it's important that they cover the entire base, because in the event that there is something that is destroyed and you're trying to repair it, and if it's out of the way and you can't easily get to it, you're not going to get to it unless you get some constructor robots out there to actually, repair the thing. So, but we are not at that point yet. Right now, we're just trying to get our foothold in. So, let's see here. So again, right now, we're just monitoring up, and I just noticed there we just acquired the constructor bot, and it looks like we're starting to run out of sunlight as well. Or not sunlight. It looks like we're running low on power almost at every turn. So we're going to have to try to increase our power generation. Not so much solely focused on one thing, but to go ahead and, and diversify. So what you just saw there, we just saw briefly the standing achievement made, which means we have now reached a level of 100 prestige. So what this means for us, or for me I should say, is when we do start allowing visitors in and start answering distress calls, people are going to know about our base. They know we exist. So this is when we're going to have to start looking into recruiting some guards. As you can see here, we already have 2 guns. We're going to have to start increasing that just so we can get more of an armed presence when we do have visitors to deal with. Now, again, on the screen here, we finished expanding over to the right there because that's the edge of the map. We're now expanding over to get a more controlled center, in the sense of we're building a control center so that way we have our security consoles. And we're also building out our large storage facility. So we have our surplus of everything stockpiled right then and there. So when we have our starport built, which is the larger landing structure, or the landing pad, we'll be able to have larger ships come in. And, well, just any trading ships can come in on that pad. And we can use both of the airlocks that I'm going to have. Well, I haven't put it in there yet, but we'll have 2 airlocks. That way they can essentially just, double time it out and, just start trading away. Because now that we have the starport, we can go ahead and start getting rid of the, or not starport yet. We can once the starport's down, we go ahead and start again, removing some of the old derelict features of the game in terms of what we've used before, what's too small. Recycle, repurpose repurpose its materials, and get it going again where it needs to be. In this case, again, our starport, we have gone ahead and also expanded our robot production facilities, so we are able to generate some more robots, get them repaired more quickly, so that we can get the humans to do more of the human tasks that are needed, like creating the creating the bioplastic, creating the steel, all that good stuff. One thing that's been a constant kind of motif throughout this particular session is the fact that we are always running out of spares. So that is one thing I'm going to be investing in heavily moving forward, is prioritizing the engineers to create spares so they can repair all of our necessary functions, and then going ahead with getting our constructor robots built so that way they can do the repairs and we can just focus on making the spares themselves. So again, we're noticing here a lot of power outages, but we're going to keep pushing onward. So again, our three sources of power: lightning, wind, solar. So we have to go ahead and remove all of our previous materials in terms of the old in terms of the old and obsolete, the smaller, inefficient materials, the smaller solar panels, the smaller turbines. Once we get ourselves set up pretty well, we're going to go ahead and remove those and repurpose their materials into the correct usages. We just have to figure out, I think once we get the starport isolated and properly secured, we'll go ahead and start removing all of the old stuff and getting ourselves situated by building out a power production focused facility. Now, as we come up to the end of the video here, I do want to point out that we are going to hit one last achievement, which is going to be our technocracy, because in just a few seconds here, you'll see a flash. There it is.